Oh, yeah, my darlings, take a listen to that little love pump inside. What's it trying to tell you? It's telling you to take a ride, man. It's telling you to take a hike, to give all that old sourpuss nature away and get yourself back in that heart right here, right now, today. Now, what does that mean? That mean you're going to go fall in love with, some exotic guru somewhere? I kind of doubt it, don't you? What it means is today is your day, and you can have it your way. The moon was the opening of, symbolically of course, but the opening of a gigantic gateway yet again here this month on Earth, man, and this, getting into February, but not quite. We're still the last day of January here on 2018. How about that, man? Do you ever think you'd live to see a day called 2018 or a year? I never did. I thought I'd be long gone before 2018 ever showed up. I thought I'd be done before, well, anyway. And maybe I am, and maybe you are too, but some kind of magic little miracle keeps us coming on through no matter what we do. We can't check out of the reality because, well, that's fatality, and we just don't accept that as our reality, man. Life lives forever. It's made of love, and that love is forever, and everything is forever, and there's no time to worry about it anymore. Just get on with your life. Just go with that flow. Listen to your heart, don't you know? Here on the Hazy Radio Network, and there inside your soft, sweet little hide, man. Yes, inside that carcass of yours is one of the softest yet most powerful hearts there could ever be. I know, 'cause I got one inside of me, too. See, that's how I can see into you. 'Cause if I didn't have this powerful heart, well, then you wouldn't have that powerful heart, and, well, then we'd just be dust in the wind again, And we just can't be that because, well, shoot, it's a Wowzer Wednesday. And it's no time to be thinking of yourself as a nothing little speck of life floating around in the universe looking for, a purpose. Hell no, man. You got a purpose. You got a place. You got a birth today. BERTH. A place of being, man. That means the royal boudoir has finally opened up to you, and you can go lay down now and take it easy if you want to. Or you can go out there and fly around the clouds, or you can go over there and give the moon a big old hug and say thanks for the reassurance, you lovely little thing in the sky, or any one of the stars while you're at it. Why not, man, Do the coyote thing, man, Get off your dead butt and let this reality know that you love it. Let it feel that love. Make the gestures. Move. Do what you gotta do. Listen to that heart, and you'll always be going with the flow. Right here, like we do on the Hazy Radio Network. Baby. HazyRadio.com. Now, do you agree we got it on? Early in the day when old Grandpa Coyote and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Sweet Mary J and all the rest of the gang come out to play here right at the original headwaters of life. Your moment of truth from a tiny sound booth right from the beginning. I said it all in one breath too, man. How about that? But there's more than you can do this morning. But that's all right. You're in a state of recovery, and so am I, and we're pulling it out together, okay? Wee, babies, and when we get this one going on, oh my goodness, Jack and the Beanstalk is a like tiny little weed in the reality, okay? Oh, baby, let's have it our way. It's a beginning today on a Wowzer Wednesday, wouldn't you say? We got them coyotes singing today in that daylight sort of way, right outside my window, right outside my door, right outside your door. In fact, right there at the doorway of your heart, that old coyote singing about a mystic highway that's going to take us home. Well, not tonight. Not last night, not tomorrow night. Well, in fact, it's right here in the bright daylight. We going right now, okay? So just unfasten your seat belts and loosen up. Maybe have a little toke of the sacred herb and something else to help you relax a little bit. Okay, there you go, see? That's the proper attitude. Now you can develop a little gratitude. You can appreciate that little blade of grass you just stepped on there on that magnificent green lawn. on you happen to be partying on today. In this early part of the day, getting it all set up, wouldn't you say? See, I knew we was going home today, and you are the bus ride that's taking us there, each and every one of you, because that's your desire too, see? And when you recognize that, guess what? You're already there. You pop on through. It's like there's no doorway at all. There was one. There was a wall. There was a division, a veil, a disguise, something that reflected yourself back to you like a mirror kind of, but a division, something you couldn't get through except pop. There you are. There ain't no mirror anymore. There ain't no veil. There ain't no wall. There's just big old welcoming heart saying, well, you're home now, babies. What you gonna do with it, huh? See, and each heart is click, blip, blip, bloop, bloop, adding into it, bloop, 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 bloop. Pretty soon it's bloopity, bloopity, but pretty soon it's so loud, the rush of hearts coming together that, wow, the force of it is enough to change the entirety of the universe. And of course it does, man, because we're reforming it, you see. We're putting together the blossom of life that we lost so long ago, the flower that we seemed to give up when we stepped into this little medicine show we called Coyote, don't you know? Yeah, time and everything associated with it. But guess what? That's been a mystic highway taking us home since the day we first trod upon it. See? You remember that, don't you? Way in the way back when, I don't know when, but it is in the Red Rock country where I see it. It could be anywhere on this earth, really, you know, or anywhere beyond or within or wherever. But there we were, man. It was like a time, a beginning, a moment where we stepped out onto the soft sands of the desert, man. We'd never felt that before. We didn't know the physical feeling of hot and cold and of, you know, sandy, gritty things between our toes and so forth, man. It was a new experience for us all. Small group, you know, came over to this side. And as we did, well, it seemed like the other side, well, there's the division. We stepped through a wall. A shimmering, glimmering wall, but we stepped through a wall from one reality to another. And our consciousness went with us into that reality that we accepted. Our other consciousness seemed separate from us. The full presence didn't seem to be there anymore, yet the feeling of the toes in the sand, man, it was so grand. Do you remember that? Quite unusual. And Bernie, too, because the sun had been shining a bit that day over on that side of things, eh? Wasn't no eclipse going on then, let me tell you. You know, there was an opening. In fact, I think that's where we came through, was that bright sunshine, don't you? See, it's kind of a gateway, babies, you know. And the moon, a reflective reminder of that. That's why the moon can be so powerful, because it takes the sun's energy, softens it up a wee bit, and projects it to you in more of a reflective sort of way. It makes it a little easier to take, wouldn't you say? It's kind of like, you know, adding sugar to your coffee, if that's what you like to do. Myself, I like good old black brew, because that's just the way God intended it to be. But then I'm an old cowboy, and that's the way I see it. That's the way I be. I can hardly even drink coffee anymore. I only get a cup or two a day, man. I tell you what, don't let this age thing ever catch up to you, all right? Stay young at heart, you know, stay young in your life, and nothing will pull you away from home today. Because we are, honest to goodness, reassembling the entirety of the blossom of life. And you will see the universe as one great big gigantic blossom. Yeah, I said the universe, not just the earth, not just the galaxies or the solar systems or anything. Everything is a blossom, of course. A blossom within a blossom within a blossom within a gigantic blossom, which is the one person of love we're all made of, okay? See, I told you he's going home today, and you didn't believe me. Mystic highway that I'm on. Oh, I love John Fogerty, don't you? Been kind of a southern rock day on this Wowzer Wednesday today, but man, maybe we need a little bit of that warmth up here in the Northland. Get us going, man, you know? Yeah, pump a little of that up here. And well, we've had a lot of it this year. Wow, we haven't even had a winter yet. You know, one of these days we will get one. Probably about the 4th of July. I better shut up. Huh? Oh, babies. Well, that's kind of how the state of the onion is right now, man, as we peel away the layers of life and shed those tears and peel away some more and shed those tears. And pretty soon you get to the center of it. And what's left? You. You know, that's it. That's the whole thing. You. Your experience in it. Now can you value that? Now can you recognize that home is something more than a place to live or even a place to be? Home is something that lives inside of you, don't you see? And when you feel that, well, then every place you are, which is every place in that blossom of life, it's home to you. And it welcomes you home when you come by for a little visit, too, see? Hi, I'm just visiting home now. I got to go see if I got another one somewhere else, too, you know. Well, of course, baby, you got 'em everywhere, man. Everywhere you go, there's a welcoming heart, a welcoming soul says, welcome home, my dear sister, my dear brother. You know what I mean? Just takes you in its arms and says, yeah, this is where you need to be. I'm your lover, don't you see? But that's everywhere. It's not just one place. It's everywhere. It's everything. It's everyone. See, this life loves itself that much. You know, we took it and warped it and twisted it and made it into some little ritual we had to play in a physical sort of way, you know, for a little cheap thrill, you know, day after day. Come on, kiddos. That could only be a suggestion of a reality. If that was it, well, guys, we'd have been over with it a long time ago now, wouldn't we? No, that's where the division began, is in the revisions we made and the applications of creative love over on this side of that wall that no longer exists. Dissolves away as our heart comes out to play. Baby, it's a spring crick sort of day on this Wowzer Wednesday now, isn't it? Time for new beginnings all the way around. Time to realize, yeah, we're a bit of a clown, every one of us, man. We're all coyotes, don't you see? It's a coyote tribe. It's a coyote reality. So we can sit here in our misery, when we're suffering, and create beauty. Create life, create love. Love that life is made of, you know, just make mo, mo, mo. Mo, 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 mo. Yeah, just be it. Feel it. Expand and grow in it. It's the best feeling there could ever be. That's the real mystic highway. And all it takes is just giving yourself that little moment in time you need so you can relax and feel it. You know, and it might be in the midst of a crowded, you know, avenue with all kinds of activity going on, a celebration, whatever. Suddenly you realize it's all created of your own desire, your own love. Yeah, I mean, it's not selfish, because you is everyone else too, see? So it's a unified desire. See, back to that triad again. In a way, three's put everything together. But you know, you can never complete the three. It just goes on and on and on, dividing away. See? It's the way creation is. We're just here to make the blossom grow and glow a little bit stronger, don't you know? And to learn, you know, from every little error we make in doing so and every little bit of success we have. Oftentimes the errors are greater successes than the successes are, isn't it true? Coyote medicine through and through. Baby's here on Everclear Hazy Radio Network, coming to you from 7,000 feet high in the Taos Mountain sky, babies. We're hanging out down here in northern New Mexico for a while and having a great time doing it, let me tell you. Love all you folks in Crestonia tuning in. It's funny, nobody in Crestonia would ever tune in, or, you know, very seldom when I lived there, but now that I'm down here, Hey, I got quite the audience up there in Crestonia. Thank you very much, man, to all of you all across this planetary reality. But yeah, we got to admit, Crestonia is a special place, man. I'd still be there if it weren't for the circumstances of my health that brought me down here, and I need to be a little closer to these facilities and doctors and so forth for a little while as I go through my own little caving in of reality and bring forth myself in a little different style. See, doing the same thing you are, just in my own odd sort of way. It's a coyote thing, day after day. Here on the Everclear Hazy Radio Network, dear O'Neill. Baby, we love you so. Where you been keeping yourself, man? Yeah, just do it like the original and we'll be all right, okay, man? Out of sight here today on that Hazy Radio Network. Wowzer Wednesday at Spring Crick, the rockin' this little radio show you'll ever come to know. Just ask Okie. He'll tell you, man. He knows, man. Now so do you, okay? There we go, flying right along with that old white buffalo we call Neil Young, don't you know, after the gold rush. You know, classic rock brings up a classic heart, and the opening thereof too, man. Day after day as we help you get it in that multi-dimensional way. We call it the flow, don't you know, of Spring Crick, the original moment, when that first little trickle of water comes up through the ground and says, hey, 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 look what we have found. A mixing of earth, air, and liquidity, babies. We have given ourselves the ability to feel and be and move and be animated, man. We have given like a cartoon essence to our reality, man. That was so long ago, most of you don't even remember it, don't you know? But Neil does, and he's there, you know, and of course there's encoded memories in the Tunas there as well. When you start to experience the multi-dimensional aspects of, especially that one from Neil, but all of them pretty much, well, gee whiz, you find there's one level, and then there's another level, and another meaning. I mean, you know, pretty soon, man, you're flying through the galaxies and stars, right along with the silver seed, man, which has implanted itself in our reality more or less, which means the purity of life is returning itself to the conscious state of ever-present love. How about that? See, and it all began with rock and roll way back in the day when you could hardly put together a medicine show, yet somehow the hippie generation did that. And ever since then, even though it seems as if the music has died, baby, it's just changed. We just turned over. We're getting something done here that's kind of like classical. So the music that was created back in those days cannot be duplicated in these, however way you try. Yet, just like the multi-dimensional presence of encoded messages in, you know, Neil's little tome there, well, the same in all of it, dear. I mean, it's like ever expansive. It's the same way life is, you know. There's various levels and ways and degrees of understanding. But as you progress through these varying levels and degrees, the levels and degrees disappear. And pretty soon, there's just this one flow, this one life, this one experience, this one love that just wants to be held by the mother and encouraged by the direct energy of the father in the mother's heart, you see. That's how we work it here in the 3D, man. I mean, you know, even though it's kind of topsy-turvy, this is what we're here to rediscover, to remember, to reincarnate, to tell you the truth, and re-impregnate the reality with the freshness of the blossom of life, okay, more or less, eh? Yeah, see, in other words, we all return as we begin to see these various levels and degrees dissolve away into the flow of life. Well, quite obviously, we become a far more peaceful and, let's say, productive person. Not necessarily going out there and working your tail off for the man anymore, are we, you see? Because you become fully creative in that state. And you no longer need to employ the aspects of manufacture and production to get things from here to there or create things like automobiles and so forth. It's just totally unnecessary. You know, whatever you need, there it is. You are creator / creation. You know, you are that participating part, that one little drop of water, that one little molecule. That's the whole universe, too. A duplication, more than this, a replication. See, duplicate something, you got two of them. Replicate it, you got the same thing in two different places, but it's the same thing. And guess what? The two different places are the same place too. One's created of the other, see? So there is no real division here in this 3D. Now you're beginning to see through that coyote medicine, that coyote way, you know. It takes a Neil Young to help us along the way, among others, wouldn't you say? But the energy of dog, we're kind of high on dog today. Well, it's a working man's day. Who keeps the dogs a working man? You bet. Because, you know, we need the companionship to get us through our miserable existence, okay? Well, I hope you're a working whoa man today. I hope you're a working fool today. I hope you learn to work it so it can work for you instead of the other way around, okay? See, that's going with the flow, you know, and that's when the whole life turns in what you would see from here as a more positive direction, when in fact it's the natural direction. It's where the magnetic pole of life is always trying to retrain us, you know, bring us back into that beam, that tractor beam of love. They said, now you flow with the big old stream of life, don't you know? In other words, the remembrance of synchronicity in our divine harmony, the song of the heart that matches every other song of the heart and can only increasingly amplify itself. That's why it's so much fun to play, just to get autographed, to get up and perform that one piece of tunage, you know, turn up the radio, because that's creation, you know. When you get that feeling, that emotion that is so grateful for what it is already, that it can't help but celebrate and create more of itself and more of itself and more of itself, you see. It needs the experience of every little level and degree it can find. Yet, again, in all that little individuated space is the unity of the universe. Everybody, everything is joined in your experience as a person. When you say, I mean, don't you experience it that way? Well, it's a thrill, and Thursday would be a thrill if you could, you know, coast along here a wee bit. You know, I think maybe, you know, you stepped across that line when Neil said some words quite divine, somewhere in the midst of that little tome of life we call, you know, a happy little joyous thing, right? You betcha. We like the rock that rolls, the roll that rocks, the stuff that moves your heart and soul. It's all good medicine, don't you know? Even though some seem dark and some seem light and some seem in between, that's just us trying to find some kind of, you know, quantification in it, when in fact it's all a similar energy. It just expresses itself this way here, through that person, that way through that person, because life is reflecting itself back to us and reminding us of our truly creative heart, of what we can do with it, what we are doing with his truly creative heart. See, we're creating and manifesting miracles in our everyday life. I'm one of them. You know, right now, the fact that I'm living and breathing is a miraculous thing in and of itself. How about you? Isn't it true of you? If you've been around for long, you've been challenged. And you know the challenge of living and dying, of loving and trying, of going for the gold, man, of, you know, not letting them push you around, of having it your way, to a certain extent anyway. You know, yeah, you've come out of it bruised and battered, but baby, you're doing all right, aren't you? And we're coming back to life. That's the miracle of it all, is that we could take so much abuse in this reality, just living a everyday human life wherever we were on this earth. Some places probably worse than others. Yet how can you say that? Because every existence is trying, every one of them. I don't care how easy someone might appear to have it. It's the most trying thing in the world to live that existence, whatever it might be. Because it's a personal thing and it seems unnatural to you. You see, we're born to fulfill a dream. Some of us forget that dream along the way. Others couldn't let go of it if they had to. I call us keepers of the dream. People that know what's really going on, yet are just beginning to remember it in bits and slices, yet the whole expansive thing is here and you see it and live it at times, see? And the more times at times that can be, well, the more we step into our true liberty, which is to realize our creative heart and how much quote quote control we have here. No one controls anything. No one controls anyone. The divine harmony is automatically in control. See, this is what the old rock and roll is hooking you up to at another level, is the ability to move in cooperation with the divine, with it being a natural thing, a natural flow. See, the music moves you, and there you go, and the whole doggone mosh pit is moving in synchronicity. And pretty soon 500,000 people are moving in synchronicity, singing in unity, like the angels divine that we are, see. This is what rock and roll came to reveal to us, in the darkness of night. And sometimes through the bitterness and the pain too, man, right? You know, but doesn't it always relieve it in some way? See, and bring the whole crowd into unity, you see? That's the remembrance of it. This is where we begin, and this is why this music can't die, and why it shall live forever, right along with those that have created it, no matter how many times it appears they live and die. It's got to remember it's a divine comedy, and it's filled with his coyote medicine through and through, man. And baby, no, I hate to say it, especially when we're suffering, but man, it is funnier than, well, I'm not going to say it. It is just funny, plain old funny. And kind of weird, too, in an odd, synchronistic sort of way. You know, the people we're drawn to participate in life with, you know, one day you're here, one day you're there, you hardly know. You know, you just go with the flow. But it's always beautiful when you can live it in that trusting sort of way. But it really doesn't take trust. It's beyond that. It's beyond knowing. It's just going with the flow. It's a voluntary thing of the heart. Yeah, and it takes some unification of heart, mind, and all the other energies inside. That's why we speak of, you know, the energizing, the bringing together of all these energies inside. Because they really are just one expression, just like all life is one expression of love. Well, that's what we're made of, too. You know, it's quite the entertaining thing now, isn't it? Don't believe me? Well, just go to a Pink Floyd sometime or something like that. I tell you, we know the way of the flow now, don't we? Here on Everclear Hazy Radio Network. Yeah. You got the grandfather of Coyote himself, old Grandpa Pedro Coyote. Oh, baby, you know, I've been riding that old Yodi for so long, man, I tell you. Took me a long time to start to understand it, too, man. I know you can catch it in 35 seconds, what took me 35 years to do. But, babies, compliments to you. I'm glad your soul has arrived and accelerated the presence of the rest of us, okay? See, we each have a part to play. Don't ever push yourself away and think you're undeserving in any way. Because, baby, whatever you've done here, you've fulfilled for a lot of other hearts along the way. And now you're going to begin to realize just what an impact, a contribution you as a person have had here, you know. Your conscious presence can no longer deny it. And it reveals itself to you as you go through this thrilling Thursday. A gift from the heart of the universe to you today. The remembrance of self along the way. Quite a phenomenal experience, babies, and more than worth it, baby. Here's some more classic rock to go with this more classic talk, man, and keep this multi-dimensional flow aglow, man, here on the Everclear Hazy Radio Network, hazyradio.com. We got it on early in the day when old Grandpa Coyote and friends come out to play when you say...